Today's cruise prep episode is brought to you by cruiseline.com, where you can find reviews, tips, and photos from real, everyday cruisers. Be sure to check them out in the description box below before your next cruise. Hey cruisers, our Carnival cruise is coming in hot, and we are here today to tell you a little bit about how we are trying to stay on top of our prep game. So we're going to share with you about 11 things that we do a few weeks out to prep for our cruise and make sure that we're not forgetting anything. The first thing that I like to do is keep adding to and checking my little packing list that I keep on my phone. Now I know a lot of you have way more sophisticated ways of staying organized and making packing lists for your cruise, but me, I put one for every cruise in the notes section of my iPhone, and I update it and add to it and kind of separate it out by person in my family. And at this point in the game, referring back to it helps me to kind of keep my stress low. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to get totally prepped so that when those few days before the cruise roll around, you are not scrambling. You are not a stress case. You are ready to rock and roll. So that's number one. Number two, and this is the fun part, I'm doing a little bit of last minute shopping. I'm going to Target, I'm looking at the sample bins. I might be running out and buying a few more items of clothing here and there just to make sure it's a special cruise and making sure that it all lines up. Now, along those same lines, I'm also laying out my outfits, making sure everything matches, making sure I'm actually going to wear every piece, that if I have a pair of shorts packed, I have a shirt to match them, and that I have accessories to match. So laying out those outfits and getting started. Now, I'm also fully packing at this stage, about a few weeks out. My closet looks like a hurricane hit because I have packing cubes everywhere, but we've got our packing cubes kind of starting to be stuffed in the closet. And we're just, again, trying to minimize that stress. So I've got my toiletries all ready, everything's lined up in the closet, and we are ready. That's the key word, right? All right, I have also fully registered online at Carnival's website. A couple of the things that you want to do, probably even more than a few weeks before your cruise, would be to get online and register your preferences. How do you want your bed? Do you want 2 beds or do you want a queen bed? What dining time do you want? Do you want to change your dining time? Have you registered your credit card online, and have you assigned who can use that credit card? All of those things need to be done well in advance. So I'm all done with that. I've also gone online to make a steakhouse reservation for Carnival, which I did a while ago, and you can do all of that online. I actually sent them an email and they sent me an email back confirming, and that was great. Glad to get that over with. You can also book your shore excursions online, which we have also done. Another thing that we have done is booked our shore excursions outside of the cruise line. So one day when we're in Cabo San Lucas, we're doing a shore excursion that is sponsored by Carnival. And another day in Cabo, we're doing our own thing. So we're doing kind of both, and we're managing that process right now through both. We're also doing tons and tons of research on cruiseline.com at this point. I'm signed up in my roll call. I'm checking out photos from the ship. I'm going on the forums and seeing what everybody's saying about my particular ship and having a great time with that. So I love doing that. I think I get a little bit more obsessive about it right before the cruise. I'm also at this stage creating my laminated wall mount itinerary. We're going to link to that in the description box below. It is very popular here on Cruise Tips TV. It is a simple Word doc that I change with every single cruise. It has a few columns on it. It has the date, it has the name of the port, what time we're going to be in port, and what we're doing that day. And you can customize it to your liking. People send me emails with their itineraries all the time, and they look so cool. Mine, they're not that fancy, but we like to print those out, laminate them, and of course, because the walls in your stateroom are magnetic, you can just pop a little magnet, hang it up, and see what you're doing all day, every day. All right. Also at this point, I make sure I know where my passports are. My passports are going to be very close to me at this stage of the game, probably even in my embarkation day backpack, because I do not want to lose these suckers, right? That's critical. Can't get on the ship without your identification, so I'm always taking good care of my passports at this stage. Then we have all the logistic things that we need to do before our cruise, right? We need to stop the mail. You need to call the credit card company and inform them of international travel, depending on what credit card company that you use. Maybe even call your bank. You might call your cell phone provider to make sure that you have an international plan, or that maybe you just get a text plan for the country that you're traveling in. And last but certainly not least, we're making those personal appointments. For me, that might mean a manicure, a pedicure. I'm actually getting lash extensions for this cruise. So we're making all those personal appointments right now, getting all that stuff squared away. So again, when we get to those 2 or 3 days before the cruise, it is not a frantic scramble. Hope you guys really enjoyed this. Be sure you're following us on social media at Cruise Tips TV, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And until next time, we will see you fully prepared on the high seas.
Cruiser of the week!
Hey, click me to subscribe. Cruise dance. I'm going on a cruise. I'm going on a cruise.